have returned, and you have brought the shard.
That's all you can say? I almost died out there.
If I did not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Man, digging's cold.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
Slap him.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it. Many such ruins lie within the mare and beneath it. They are of ancient Ilfarn, an empire once forged from an alliance of dwarfs and elves. All that remains are ruins, and little else. And their empire lives on only in history books and stories.
Man, he looks like, oh.
That shard is one of a pair. Both were found after the battle that destroyed West Harbor long ago. My half-brother Duncan and I asked a mage in Neverwinter to examine the shards for enchantments, but he found nothing except a faint magical aura, residue of the battle. And so I kept one shard, and the other I gave to Duncan. Not long after I returned to West Harbor, I sealed it away in the ruins. So to speak, it would be more appropriate to say that I have a half-brother. Duncan, like Bevel, has many faults that would make it wise not to rely on him or call him kin.
Oh, he's alright.
It was long ago, and it was a battle that did not concern West Harbor, but the village was caught up in it like many such villages in the Mare of Dead Men. We knew little about what had sparked the conflict. Demons were involved, led by a warlock of great power. We only knew him as the King of Shadows. The forces of Neverwinter attempted to drive the demons back. Many villagers fled, some taking the road, others wading into the swamp, anything to escape the battle. There was an explosion, pure and white. Then, nothing more. Strange. Perhaps the attack awakened it. If so, then perhaps a second look at these shards would yield different results. But such divinations would be beyond anyone here in West Harbor, including Tarmus. That is the only reason I can think of for why they came. Am I certain? No. But my instincts tell me they were looking for it.
Oh my god, there's some inflection in his voice.
It is the only thing of substance in this village that would cause them to tear it apart as they did. They were not looking for gold or valuables, nor did they seem to care about us, unless we got in their way. I could not bring myself to cast it away, yet at the same time, I did not wish to keep it close. You are too young to remember what occurred, I know, but the battle was a terrible one, and that shard, it reminds me too much of that night. I need you to go to the city of Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust. Duncan owns an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place, but safe enough. No, I know you value him as a friend, but he will be of no help outside of West Harbor. He would only slow you down. Bevel is made for simpler things.
He's a punk.
That is possible, but this village cannot shelter you or survive another attack. On the road, moving, you have a chance. Once you reach Neverwinter, it may prove more difficult for them to attack you.
How to get to Neverwinter?
Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp. There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail.
Hopefully.
Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before
But
you
you
return.
will not.
I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it. Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
Yes. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here real quick. Actually, not now. I'll just cut this out, never mind.
Have you said your farewells? Take anything you need from our home. Speak with the wizard Thomas as well. He may have a few, you must leave.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. Not that I expect you would understand, but she was the only one capable of holding a go if you must. But mysteries remain here that need to be answered. An inconvenience? Bah! I wouldn't expect one of your small intellect to understand. Suffice to say that the swamp has many denizens, most dangerous, and all of them particularly irksome. But these new... So it stands to reason they traveled through leagues of swamp trails and this odious smell to get here. Anyone that... So whatever you're carrying, guard it carefully. Anyone fool enough to go through that much effort to come here won't give up easily. I've already lost Amy to their determination. Dagon didn't tell me a thing, girl. But right after the attack, you dart off into the swamp, and now you're suddenly leaving? That speaks volumes. It's obvious you fetched something out there, and I'd bet gold that whatever those bladelings were searching for is in your pack at this very moment. But I don't want to know the details. Not to be overly dramatic, but I believe such knowledge could prove... Help with the journey, you say? Advice. Advice is what I can give. Use that skull of yours for more than as functional as the famous harborman thick-headedness is, it still won't prove much help against, let's say, a lizardling sword or javelin. You aren't mistaken on that account, but don't bother asking for more. I've already lost an apprentice on your behalf. Oh, very well.
So, your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that... I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor, it'll be a shame to see you go. Hopefully your father's right, and there will be no more attacks once the shard is gone. As a member of the militia, my sworn duty is to defend West Harbor. I've got some bandages here, though I hope you won't need to use... You can also have my share of the loot that we found. You'll need it more than... Well, here. You can have what I've got left from my militia pay. Things are probably more expensive out there. Wish I could go with you, but the defense of the I'll do my best to keep the place standing for you when you return. I want to hear about all of you. Not really. There's an inn north of here along the road. It's the only one between here and the edge of the mare, from what I understand. Plenty of lizard folk in the swamp, of course. Just stick to the roads and you'll be fine, though. At least, that's what I've heard. Good luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
Damn right.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve. If it were a militia matter, I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child. Can you at least tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing. You know what they were looking for? They tore apart half the houses. Obviously, those beasts didn't come all that way for a chunk of silver. There must be more to it than that. That does sound important. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey, especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help. The road is as wide. There's only the one road in the mare, and that leads to us. There's a small inn on the way. Makes most of his trade off adventurers and the like. Galen, you remember him? The merchant? Well, he says the road is even worse than before. Lizardlings and other creatures have been sighted, and in large
That sounds
numbers.
like fun.
He's about the only merchant that comes our way. Does it once or twice a year. And thank Joaquin he does. We don't have a blacksmith, so he sells us what we can't make ourselves. With the way he loves to stop and chat, I wouldn't be surprised if you caught up with him. Your guess is as good as mine. All I can say is I wish they'd start up again. Might have prevented the attack on us, or at least given us some warning. Well, you already know about that war they had against Luskan a while back.
Yes, we do.
Nasty business that was. Lost too many Grey Cloaks in that campaign, from what I hear. The whole city was burned to the
Not
ground.
all of it.
Every last house. Neverwinter's rival to the north. A den of thieves and pirates it is. Their leaders, the High Captains, some of them were pirates. And to make matters worse, a sinister cabal is said to rule from the shadows. The Arcane Brotherhood. There's nothing good about Luskan. I'd just avoid it. Well, you already know about that. Lost too many Grey Cloaks in that campaign, from what I hear. The whole city was and that it was. If you go there now, you wouldn't recognize it. It was rebuilt in just over a year. By gnomes, I
Oh,
hear.
them gnomes.
And the war killed many men. The Watch just doesn't have the numbers they used to. One of the Watch's marshals, though, is a harborman, like you and I. You remember Cormac, right? He sometimes makes his way here. Lizardlings you already know, although the ones around here are the weakest of their lot. So if you see others, expect a tough fight. The swamp beetles and other critters have been more active too. Adar said he saw a whole nest of them not 2 moons back, scuttling around the mare. And lastly, stick to the road. I hear there are spiders, walking dead, and worse off the road. Of course. Like what?
Help me out, boy.
Just some advice. Be careful with the men out there. We harbormen are a particular bunch, but we look after each other. Some men out there might want to... well, let's just say the way you carry yourself. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
We don't want to hear any of his stories. He gets pretty crazy. Let's see. Oh, here she is. Okay, so her son is dead. We're gonna find information. So that's how we do. And I don't need to hear about her in Neverwinter. I think she's originally from Neverwinter and married a harborman. Because Neverwinter isn't as hardcore as freaking West Harbor, man. Take all the weapons and stuff I gave him earlier. Sell it.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened. Oh, very well.
That's it? Alright. Where's he at? So we can talk to him and get on to the next part of the mission. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and...
Have you said your farewells?
Yeah. Ready to go.
To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road through the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the mare.
Yeah, you should.
I suspect you will see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater.
You noob.
I've made it known that you travel directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. There is a ship named the Double Eagle that will await you in Highcliff. Her captain, Flynn by name, is a trusted friend of mine and will ferry you safely to the city. Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach High Cliff before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It's time for you to go, my daughter. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
Away with thee. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to at least get to the end. I think that's as far as we'll go for now, and then I'll stop it here. Let's see. Swamp Runs, no. Weeping Willow Inn. Onward. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. That was pretty exciting. Sorry I didn't talk too much. I was just paying attention to the game. Hopefully I'll be able to say some more next time. But anyway, this is Aaron on Core. Once again, we were playing Neverwinter Nights 2. And I will see you guys next time.